This video is dedicated to the localization widget in Quincy. We're going to go over a few elements of the localization widget. We're just going to talk about what it is and why it exists, how you use it, and ultimately getting translations. So this should be a relatively quick video. The widget is pretty simple to use. It is right here, localization. It's a permissionable widget just like any of the other ones are. So let's hop into it and show what it does. You have three options here: input, by word, or by function. By function is the easiest to understand, so let's start there. When you open it up, your page will look like this. Let me slide it to the right a little bit. And you can see a lot of different functional units here. I think I will alphabetize these. At the moment, they're in random order, which doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense. But let's pick out one that makes it's easy to relate to. That's the widget names. Widget names are just these things, widget names. You can already see that I've got one sort of messed up here, and I'll show you how to fix that. Of course, this is normally the filter widget. Let's go to widget names right now, and you can see that I've got something else written in the translation section. So let's call that, let's change this to the sort. Let's say for some reason we prefer the name sort to filter. We can just go ahead and save that, and now it goes to sort. Now if ultimately we decide no, we don't want that, we can clear it, save it again. And now interesting thing, you'll see it did not change, because the filter is looking for, the localization, is looking for the content of this, and when it sees it's empty, it does nothing, it does no change. But if we were to refresh at this point, excuse my voice, apologize, we're going to see that it will default to all the standard translation things. Excuse that error, we're introducing a new widget right now and in the middle of it. But here we're back to filter. So let's go open this one back up, scooch it to the right again, and go back to widget names. So again, we changed this one to sort, and then we cleared it and we went back. We can change, let's do the grid, let's call the grid a matrix. Save that, and now that's matrix. Now, of course, generally you'd want to, you probably won't spend a heck of a lot of time changing the English words here. You're most likely to change this to a foreign language, one that is utilized obviously by your user base. But if you don't like the English translations, you can change those as well, like we just did here with matrix. Now, if we log out and log back in, you're going to see matrix is still there. So let's do that again. We're unfortunately going to see that error every time we log out and log back in, the one we just saw. Again, that's because we're introducing a new widget. We're right in the middle of it. You will not get that error when you do things. All right, so again, we're localization, scooching it to the right, and we can see, we didn't have to type in matrix, and it's still matrix there. So let's go back to widget names, and you can see it's there. Now, you will see that there are sections here for just about every part of the tool. Every piece of text in the tool has you have the ability to change that text. If you don't like this same grid, you could turn it to matrix. You can call anything. All the hover overs can be changed as well. So these are quick filters. So let's look for our quick filters. If we wanted to change the hover, let's look at labeled files. So that says labeled files. Let's make it say tagged files. Save that. Go there, and now it says tagged files. So every part of the tool has a box here. Every logical grouping has a box here. And you can go into these jump to functional segments and change the translations or change the text. Now, it is important to note that because we have done this by function, many of the words will be repeated. So you may have in widget names these things, filter, tab, grid, search grid. Probably you will also have those in widget icons. Yeah, filter, tab, search grid. Now you might say, well, it's silly that you have it in multiple places. That's a fair comment. So what we've done there is we have offered you also a by word translation. So you can come in here. Each word only occurs once here, and they are alphabetized. So if we go to filter, where we saw filter, and we type sort, and then we save that, that will push it over here into the functional area. So now where we had filter here, it now says sort. These are the widget icon tiles. And also if we go to the widget names, it says sort. And if we're happy with those, we can go ahead and save them. And now it's sort there. And if we open that, you'll see this hover over says sort as well. So that's how you utilize the by word if you prefer that. Again, important to note that the byword, when you save it, doesn't immediately translate. You have to save it and then come to the bifunctional area and hit that save. So this is more of a transfer button than it is a save button. The final option is the input section. And here what you're going to see is just a gigantic JSON, which you can't possibly hope to understand in sort of just by looking at it and reading it. What it has is it has every single text in the UI is saved here, and then colon, and then the translation for that. So let's see if we can find our sort. Let me just search on sort. Let's see if we can. Oh, there's one. All right, so filter button. I want to see if I can do, maybe this is the one. Sort Bob. Let's see if that works. Yeah, sort Bob. So I had found the right one. So this is the one for this. Now, why do we have this option in here? We certainly don't expect you to come through and find these things and type them in, especially not when they're laid out so much more intuitively in the byword or by function section. However, it occurs to us that maybe you don't want to spend time translating our interface. And maybe you'd rather just drop in a translation. And so that's why this exists. So we will be posting translations of the interface on the website, probably on the summation message board section. I certainly will make sure they're posted there. They may also be on the support section of the website. And so you can go to the website, grab the JSON, drop it in, save it, and you're good to go. So that's how the localization widget works. Hopefully that was intuitive and you find this useful. Thank you very much.